Welcome back to Grizz Vision, brought to you by the Evans Law Group. My name is Neal Ruhl, here with Coach Kampe and Coach tomorrow. I know it's a second game of Horizon League play, but it's pretty much as big as it's going to get. ESPNU, national TV, everything that goes along with it.
Well, you know, when you get when national TV comes into the arena, you always want to have the perfect night. You want your fan base to be on their A game. You want your students on their A game, which I never have to worry about because they're always on their A game. You know, we have unbelievable student section. I think it's as good as there is in mid-major basketball. I think our environment and our atmosphere is as good as it gets. We played the Detroit game in front of an almost full house without the students, and we've got two huge ones this weekend without the students. So I'm hoping that they'll come back early. I hope they understand the magnitude of these games. I know our players do. You don't win championships in January, and whoever wins the game Friday night, all it is it's a two spot. If you win, it's a point for you and a loss for the team that was picked to win the league. So that's 2 bonus points. So that's why it's important. You don't win championships in January, though, but you can put yourself in a position to have a chance to play for one, and that's really what this weekend is. If we could get 2 wins, we would have a chance to play, think that we have a chance. And if we get 2 losses, then we shake our head and we get ready for the next week. I mean, that's what January basketball is about. I think we're prepared. I think we're ready to play. Wright State's given us a lot of problems since the little kids arrived on their campus. Gentry is, in my opinion, when I do the voting, I always vote for him for, first team all league. He'd have my player of the year vote because I just think he's just an unbelievable player. And like I said, since he got there, we were pretty good. We were pretty good in that series and that, but once Gentry got there, we haven't been able to win. He's a tough kid.
What is it about Wright State? I mean, is it the shooting combined with the size of Loudon Love? What can you put your finger on?
Well, here's what I think Wright State is. First of all, they're very well coached. Scott and I go way back to our battles in the Summit League. He's got a team this year for the first time at Wright State that is reminiscent of his old South Dakota State teams. I mean, they can go put up 100. And in those days, remember, our games were 100 to 97 or 110 to 100 or some odd, weird numbers like that. And those were always great games with great players. Travis Bader versus Nate Walters. There were great games. And so Wright State's very well coached. And he's got a team that can score at every position. And that's always, when you have a team that can score at every position, you've got a good basketball team. And so he's got that. And then what he's got and been able to develop there, and I give, Billy Donlin was a good friend of mine, and I think a tremendous coach also. And one thing with Wright State is you always knew they were going to be tough, whether Donlin was the coach, and now with Scott, they've got great toughness. They'll be on the floor Friday night more than any team we play. If that ball bounces, they're on the floor. And I give Scott a ton of credit for getting great players to do that. When you got a big guy that might be the best player in the league on that floor, the way he gets on that ball's on the floor. You see number 11 down on the floor, and I think last year they came in here and they were on life support, and we were 3-0 in the league. They were on life support, and on the first possession, I can still see the dent in the floor from where Loudon Love went through our point guard last year, went right through him and dove on the floor, and they dunked at the other end and set the tone for the whole game, and they kicked our tail. They absolutely kicked our tail here in this building, and we were 3-0. So in answering your question with a long answer, their toughness is, I admire their toughness. It's admirable, and I admire how they play.
ESPNU tomorrow, also on the Real Team Real Estate Radio Network. Myself and Dan Waterstrat. Coach, appreciate the time as always.
So you're doing the ESPN game?
No, we'll be on the radio network side.
Radio. Yeah. Okay. I was going to say, I didn't know you moved up in the world.
We're working on that.
Worldwide network was going to use Neal Ruhl.
Yeah, we're working on that one. Thanks for the time,
right.
Coach.
Yep.